Alright, so this is the current gameplay representation for Traffic Cop. This is the current build for Traffic Cop, and this is going to include a bunch of the more recent additions to the Traffic Cop game. So here we have the now skinned coffee shops. We have the vehicle spawning in with a ray trace in order to do distance detection. And we have the vehicles stopping at their various intersections. So as we can see right here, we have the vehicles stacking up against one another in front of their stop point, and I'll go ahead and toggle that right now. And you can see how the vehicles will go ahead and move down the street, and they will attempt to stop at a given fixed distance, unless of course they are deliberately set up like right now to collide with one another. And like the vans here, the vans will move to the end of the corner, turn around, and park behind it. But the main thing is that for the AI for the cars, the AI behaves dumb enough for Unreal Engine 5 that it actually behaves like vehicles. And for the purposes of gameplay, when the vehicles crash into one another, they can't actually crash into one another, and they don't use the dynamic pathfinding in order to avoid one another like they would typically do with just the default AI settings for Unreal. Um, so quickly, some of the art assets. What we have here is a fully textured van. What the more or less final version of the van will actually look like. We now have the textured and highlighted gas pumps and gas station sign. We have the built gas station here now as well. We have the railings, although this is not the final coloring for the railing. We have the benches now, which are a new addition. We have low poly trees that have actually been built out of the assets. This is going to be a throwable object. Currently I'm not demoing this in the VR, as this is actually intended to be, but I'm just doing a walk around presentation for this. Fire hydrants, we have menus, we have tables with settings, and we have, I believe down here, the barbershop pole. So as you can see, the art assets are coming along quite nicely. We now have direction traffic, as I was showing earlier, where the vehicles will collide with one another if too many of them are moving at the same time. And largely these are just placeholder objects to demonstrate the AI, and will eventually be replaced with the actual textured game objects. But other than that, the current level of interactivity that we have with it is we have the traffic direction control, and when you're using a VR set, you'll be able to pick up and throw this, and you'll also be able to take aim at the ducks over here and knock those over. But unfortunately right now, that's only possible to interact with when you have a VR headset on, and it's a little bit hard to do a review for the build and wear a VR headset at the same time. But so far, this is what we have for the mechanics of the video game demo. When people load up the build for the video game, they'll actually be able to use a VR headset if they have one, and that will allow them to interact with the game in its proper context. Thank you for your time. Oh. Thrown up in an error because I wasn't using a VR headset.